Hello, board game people and board game people to be. I apologize for my attire today. This is my best ranger attire. I guess I left my ranger sword in my other comforter, and my ranger horse said, "You look ridiculous. I'm leaving you." Anyway, actually, this fabric kind of, if there were, you remember the uniforms from Romulans in Star Trek The Next Generation? If Romulans had clowns, if that culture had clowns, it might be something like this that they would wear. Don't worry about that. We're not talking about Star Trek today. Today, we're actually talking about Oltree, the board game Oltree by Studio H. And this game, I'll show you the back of it here too. This game is a cooperative, narrative-driven game all about rangers, or rangers of a type, helping society, the downtrodden, be less downtrodden and more like a functioning society. It's something we need sorely in 2022, I feel. So let's go to the table and check out what's in this box.
All right, here's Oltree. And the back of this box is actually gorgeous. Kind of gorgeous picture of what you'll find in the box, the board setup, as well as kind of indications of what everything does. And here you'll find about 60 minutes, 2 to 4 players, ages 10 plus. We got this game very slightly used, or not even used, but not new. So there's no shrink on it, but we were told it's never been played. We were told it's never even been punched. So let's take a look here. Right off the bat, we have instructions. And, oh, that's just big instructions. Set up, and look at this nice picture of how the board is set up. That's just pretty. A lot of green. Really nice. Kind of looks to me like if Bob Ross did top-down maps, what Bob Ross would paint as a top-down map. I don't know. Now I kind of sound like that lilting Bob Ross voice. This is your top-down map. You can make it the way you want to. Okay, that's my Bob Ross impression. All right. Maybe this is how Bob Ross would paint a tower. All right, I'm done. Resources, buildings, provisions, towers, dice. All right. Choices, tests, and consequences. Wow. There's nothing anxiety-provoking or dramatic about that. Choices, tests, and consequences. Okay. So a lot of text here, but a lot of iconography, gameplay. This is not so bad. And we have kind of a player aid reference on the back, which is page 16. So, oh yeah, and right in the front, illustrated itemized components list. Okay. So, after that, we are hit with this. It's got this little pattern on the back, but essentially single-sided board where I assume little tokens will go here, and there are plenty of places for different cards, things like that. Right here, you kind of have this book illustration, which is interesting. Okay, do a lot worse. Decently thick cardboard. Now we have 1, 2, 3, a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay, it looks like we have 3 sheets of cardboard cutouts here. I'm going to pop a few of these out, see what these are like. Oh, lost one. And these are thick cardboard. Not overly thick, but they came out pretty easily. Quality is pretty good. No complaints here. We have a couple of buildings here. We have a tavern and a observatory here. And you can flip these over. We have icons on the back. And looks like we have a whole bunch of other buildings here. Barracks, forge, library, inn, workshop, factory, gardens, dungeon, temple, main hall, and some other things. Some tokens, including these tokens that are, you don't really have to worry. This is like the bad side of the token. And the good side of the token. Green check mark and red X. Very clear. Watch me be wrong about that when I actually read the rules. I was not expecting this. These punch outs are... Got Conrad and Maeva here. And you actually punch these out too. Looks like these are kind of heart-shaped for life things. You punch this out as well. So, cool. Kind of like player boards for tracking life there. And you actually do have, looks like variable player powers here. Selena can re-roll 1 profession die for each of her tests. And then Gaspard, if Gaspard is in a region, he can use one of his regular actions to obtain 1, looks like Corn of Bounty there. So these other 2 that I tossed in, let's look at their powers. Maeva is hardy. Maeva never spends, loses heart's health when she performs a professional test. A certain type of professional test based on this iconography here. And Conrad, Conrad's 2 regular actions can be the same. And then have, it's like 4 other characters, so a bunch to choose from here. I'll just go through these real quick. We have Lars. When Lars performs the rest action, he gains 1 additional heart and 1, it looks like, bread. There's Lars. Here we have... can perform a build or repair bonus action if she's in the fortress. When Ernest resolves a problem, he gets a bonus action call in the community of the region where the problem has been resolved. Perform a bonus action, move to the fortress. I'm just getting really captivated by this artwork. You know what else I noticed? I'm going to pull up these other heroes again real quick. I am noticing a lot of diversity in the artwork of these characters. Very clearly, this is presenting as a woman, maybe, I don't know, a person of color, looks like a white dude, looks like a white dude, looks like a white woman, maybe, another white woman, maybe, person of color, man of color, woman of color, white guy. So there's we've got some decent diversity there in terms of that artwork, which is fantastic. More of that in board gaming, please. Now we have the game board, which is, I mean, for all practical purposes, single-sided here, and it is quite pretty. I get it all in the shot, basically. Yeah, this, you know, I feel like I'm looking at a top-down map of the land of Hyrule. Essentially, where's Link? Where's Zelda? Where are all those guys? I like it. I like the green here. There's tons of green in board games, but this is actually really, really gorgeous to look at. So, why not? Back to the box. We are nowhere close to done. Okay, so it looks like we have 2 more double-sided punch boards. These punch out pretty easily. So, more stuff to punch. What is going on here? I wasn't supposed to do that. This is... What did I do? Did I just break it? I just broke it. Stand by. Okay, there we go. And it looks like we have a kind of storage solution here with kind of... Look at this. Look at this. Okay, so you have a storage solution, but you actually, rather than just an open tray, you have these doors, these flappable doors, which come up. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like this in a game box before. Nothing in there. This is, oh my, I love this. I absolutely love this, I have to say. This is Awesome. So in this compartment, we have a deck of cards. And normally I do decks of cards last, but you know what? I'm going to go compartment by compartment in this game, for this game, because it has compartments. And I can do that. Use in any order I want. This is my journey. I can journey. Oh, sorry. I said I'd stop doing the Bob Ross. And it's bad Bob Ross, too. I apologize. And I actually wonder, because this says Chronicle on it, you can see that, and this is kind of a cover card. I wonder if I'm getting into some sort of spoilers here. I don't know that for sure, because again, I have not read the rules of this game. But this has kind of like all of the flags of some sort of spoiler alert here. So what I'm going to do, because I really, can't put the cat back in the bag, is show you a couple of these cards and let you discover the rest of these on your own. Suffice it to say, there are 50, 60 of these. Major victory, minor victory. Yeah, I clearly... There's lots of narration and iconography on some of these cards. It looks like there are different chapters here or quests that you go on. So I don't want to show too much more of that on screen. Suffice it to say, there's stuff there. These cards, I think I can get away with showing you. Armistice, Long Chronicle. The peace talks between the Hell Goblins and the River People have been successful. Now all that's left to do is to hold a big banquet, and convince everyone to come. Then war will be nothing but a bad memory. Oh, wouldn't that be great? And maybe I shouldn't be showing all of these either, actually. Heavenly Prophecy, but there are a bunch of, maybe these are like ending cards, depending on different iconography. So, I'm going to tuck these safely away back in the red little box there. Flip this around. Remember, there's nothing in the yellow there. We got plenty of tokens to put in there. And then we have two more. We have cards here. We'll come back to the blue thing. But in here, we have a bunch more stuff to show. We have... This is just a 8-sided die, 1d8. Here we have some white wooden, looks like 8mm cubes. They're painted, they're white, they're wooden, plenty good quality there. A whole bunch of stuff here. Silica gel, do not eat. I'll throw that away. And where to start? Where to start? I'm really excited right now. Ooh. Okay. So it looks like we have, put these down real quick. We have these wooden heart tokens, which are painted on both sides. They're kind of glossy. These are really good quality wooden tokens. They're not cracked. They're painted really well. They're printed on both sides. These tokens, I don't know what these are, but you get, looks like 10 of them. Just like the heart tokens, these are glossy. They are painted on both sides. These octagons rather than hexagons. Really, really high quality wooden components, actually. Don't know what they do in the game, but they're really nice to hold. Here we have some kind of oversized, slightly oversized wooden dice. One is kind of got some symbology on them, and it looks like these are 5 of the same. Yeah. So you have 2 blank sides, then you have a tree and a heart and 1, and then you have 3 blank sides. 3 blank sides on these dice. Sorry, folks. 3 blank sides, and then you have a tree, 2 trees, 3 blank sides, and then a tree and a 1 heart. And there are 5 of those dice. So I don't know that a blank side means nothing happens. I assume that's what that means. It could mean something else in the game, but there is a 50% chance on any one of these sides of getting a blank.
I absolutely adore these wooden Oltree dice. I think they're just absolutely beautiful. They're slightly oversized. They're great to hold in your hand and jiggle around. They've got they clack together the sound of wooden polished ice rather than offensive plastic. You can rub them on your face like this. If I were to have a hot tub full of dice that I were going to immerse myself in, I would want them to be the Oltree dice. It's a bit weird. I don't know why I said that. Let's move on.
Here we have 3 other wooden tokens, and kind of all cylinders, and you have these 2 gray cylinders. You have they're printed with this. You can't see really well there, but yeah, these are the same symbol on each of these. Don't know what these do, but clearly something printed on both ends. And then you have a larger cylinder, which has a bird printed on one end and a bird printed on the other end. You can see the size difference in these tokens here. Very nice quality. All these tokens are really nice quality. Okay, here we have, it looks like foxtails, rock, fire, and leaves. Double print on both sides, glossy paint, really, really nice quality tokens. And in this final bag, we have, okay, yeah. So now we have, it looks like 8 ranger tokens. So again, painted, wooden painted on both sides. They're glossy, so it's hard to not get glare on them. So there's 1, 2, and I assume these correspond to each of the 8 player cards that we've already looked at. Man, if there were an exemplar for wooden components in a board game, and there clearly is an exemplar, and it's Oltree. I have never seen nicer wooden components than I have in this game. Seriously. Let's see there. 1 to go. Okay. So now, I'm going to bring this back over. The only compartment left is this blue compartment, and there are 2 decks of cards here. I'm going to open both of these up first. We're going to have to assess how much of these I can show without giving away spoilers. But again, you've seen all those wooden components. There's so much value in this unboxing without seeing decks and decks of cards. So we have this smaller deck of cards. These are smaller than standard cards. These are larger than mini cards. So these are kind of a non-standard size. You have a whole bunch of backs here, and then you have a second back here. So flip these over, and if we look at these, Tempus Vincent Omnia. It's been 20 years since I've had any Latin, so I don't know what that is. It's clearly Latin. An official visit. A high-ranking officer appears unexpectedly at the gates to the fortress. The entire fortress is abuzz with excitement. Immediate action. All rangers must go to the fortress. Surprise inspection. Commander of the Ranger Corps has sent a delegation to check on their progress. If icon equals 3 or less, all Rangers lose 1 heart. Okay. Full moon. Ooh, wolves. Tonight is the full moon. All of the wolves in the satrapy raise and howl in unison. Add 1 instant to the region indicated on the die. And waning moon, claps, flooding. If you want to read these, you can certainly pause the video. Epidemic, espionage. I do like the artwork on these heat waves. Oh, poor cows. Lightning storm, water damage, mold. So a lot of environmental stuff here going on. Stone splitting chill. Heavy hailstorm. A lot of environmental stuff there. Okay, so there's more there to discover on your own, but kind of like events of some type, many of which have to do with nature. These cards, where there is dude ringing a bell, dudette ringing a bell, no Latin there. Mild epidemic, local rivalry, internal issue, teacher requested, animal in distress, roughed up, arms training, game shortage, love triangle, awesome. I love it. Wake, real life stuff in there. And then we have this rather thick deck of cards here. Again, these are larger than standard size cards. So sleeving these is going to be a trick if that's what you want to do. But we have cards with whole bunches of different backs that do different things. So it looks like, yes, there are 5 backs here. I'll start with these because I'm already holding them. Oh, Riverboat, Castle in the Mist. And they've actually got different images on the back of these. There are, looks like there are 2 of each card, but they have different pictures. Yeah, and these have different iconography on them. Again, yeah, it looks like there are 2 of each, which is interesting. Don't know what that's about. But, oh, they do have different text. On the same card, Looted Caravan, look at that, different text. Which is interesting. And so even though it looks like the cards are called the same thing, but other than that, the cards are essentially entirely different. That's an interesting choice. And then with these cards, you have some duplicates as well. And again, it looks like, aside from the name and Trading Barrow, the cards are essentially entirely different. That's kind of cool. I'm just going out on a limb here. I have no idea, but it almost seems like they do that. So it's like, oh, you have an encounter which is an old wizard. You're like, oh, I know what that is, but it could be one of 2 different things, even though they're both old wizards. No idea if that's what they're going for, but that's actually a really cool concept. And we've got the same basic thing going on here. Same thing. Scouts and Scouts, entirely different cards. A Duel at Dawn, very different cards. Street Performers and Street Performers. There is so much in this game. Tons more cards for you to discover on your own. 2 more piles to breeze through real quick. Again, I don't know, but tons of artwork went into this. Tons of artwork. Bloodstains, very different cards here. Strange footprints, very different cards here. They all seem like quests of various types. Again, probably always said this 7 times, but I've not yet read the rules. A delicious aroma. Oh, I'm so excited about this game. Strange fruit. Entrance to a mine, and more for you to discover on your own. And that is everything that comes in the box of Oltree.
So there you have it, Oltree in a box. I think I've actually lost some of my ranger costume here, just falling apart. No matter. I love the artwork in this game. I love the game board. I love all of the green, and I absolutely love the fabulous painted wooden components, the fire tokens and the ranger tokens and the dice, and oh my gosh, they could have done it in cardboard and they didn't. They did it in these varnished wooden components, and it's gorgeous. So let's talk about rangers. Everybody likes rangers. They have a bit of everything, right? They have that kind of roguish, mischievous nature of the rogue bards without just trying to screw over everybody. They have the abilities, or some of the abilities, of the knight without, being too wrapped up in, heraldic code and chivalry and honor that is really just, the systemic oppression of the people. They instead fight for the underdogs, right? And I think probably one of the appeals of the ranger, honestly, is, at least in the United States, is the kind of the fantasy equivalent of the frontiers person, the cowboy or the cowgirl, which is not optimal just because, the United States has not a great historical record when it comes to frontier life, because colonialism and, genocide and other bad things right there. So I don't know if an anthropologist or a literary critic would agree with my analogy between frontiers people and rangers, but that just came into my head, so I thought I would share. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed the unboxing of Oltree. Please do like, subscribe, leave a comment. Check out our website at www.coraxandcoffee.com. Grab a cup of your favorite caffeinated beverage and play some games. We'll see you on the socials. We'll talk to you later. Bye.